The drilling rig appeared in the distance on a beautiful evening when the sun was retiring for the day and the villagers were closing their daily activities. Enjorai is a Maasai village in a remote area of southern Kenya within sight of Mount Kilimanjaro. The village, also called Amanyata, is just outside of the Amboseli National Park, roughly 250 kilometers from Nairobi, the capital city of Kenya. The Maasai traditionally lived on land that is now the Amboseli National Park, but were moved off their land by the government to make way for the Kenyan park system. Amboseli is a Maasai word meaning dust, or a dry and windy area. That name perfectly describes the environment that the Maasai have lived in for thousands of years. Communities living in Amboseli practice a semi-nomadic way of life, migrating from place to place in search of pasture and water.
My name's Evie Treen and I'm from Santa Barbara, California. I've always wanted to come on a safari, and in 2005 I was finally able to come to Kenya and Tanzania. And this village that I'm sitting in now is one of the villages I visited. And something about the magnetism of the people made me miss them when I was back home. I went over and over my photographs, trying to remember their faces and their names. And while I was here, I asked a lot of questions about the things, their life and how it is. Especially the women, because the women, I saw them carrying large jugs going for water, and they walk close to 4 miles now to go get water from nearby. It's not nearby, 4 miles one way, 4 miles back, carrying the water jugs. And I thought, and of course, I think my first word I learned in Swahili was maji, which means water. I went home to California after my trip, and before I left here, I'd made up my mind I was going to start a safari company. Maybe never make any money, but I wanted to have a way of coming back and an excuse to come back. So I formed a small safari company, and I was back in 6 months and back to this village as one of our visits for our clients. And I renewed friendship, and what I found, interestingly enough, is they remembered my name. And I don't know how, of all the thousands of tourists they see, they remembered my name. So it really struck my heart. And I started asking questions about their school. And they have a small school, it's 2-room school. Right now it's only with 1 room, and they're overcrowded. So they need another school room. And of course they needed a water well closer to their village. Over the years, since 2005, I have now created a small nonprofit. It's called Friends of Woni, Kenya International. And the word Woni, W-O-N-I, means vision in the Kamba language. Our little projects that we've done in this village is we brought the workbooks for the school children, which they can write composition in and also to do math in, and various other little things that they need. But the major thing they've needed is water. And so I started searching for funding through all of the different organizations in the United States, and finally found a company that at least recognized that water is needed, because water is life. Everything needs water. We're very fortunate at this time to be able to have a drilling rig just outside this village, and it's drilling a well, so the women don't have to walk that 4 miles and carry that heavy water back. Water is so heavy, I couldn't even pick up the container.
At Enjorai village, the nearby source of water is a swamp inside the park about 4 miles away. Unlike the other regions of Kenya with water problems, the people of Enjorai can only look for water at daytime, under the scorching sun. The exercise must be planned and to be carried out in a group of at least 15 people, a big crowd to scare away wild animals. The night is set aside for the wildlife and is said to be full of activities from predators. 2 days before we arrived at the village, a herd of 15 lions was seen a few meters away from the Masai Manyata. The predators will periodically visit Masai Manyatas with a mission to steal cattle, sheep, and goats. Women of Enjorai village have to walk for long distances and come across many dangers from wild animals that live here, including elephants, lions, hyenas, poisonous snakes, and baboons. Walking long distances also exposes women and girls to danger from men who might attack them. They routinely have to walk at least 4 miles every day before they get to the nearest swamp. This swamp water is typical for the area and is stagnant, contaminated, and unsafe to drink. The girl child here is not spared either. Instead of attending school, they must help their mothers with the household chores since there is no one left at home to fend for the little ones if the mother is out looking for water.
Ore na tankarna ini na aji salal nara obo arikoni lenang nekira irmaasai iltung'anak oata nkishu nikiata ntare nekitii naa iltung'anak enang oata iltung'anak 100 oltung'anak 20. Ore naa taata enang nikiata larin oara 10 kitii. Ore naa shida oshi nikiata naa esiai enkare. Ore enkare naa esiai nagol teyiok tene amu sirkon kintumia nikipuo tiai saa Serena neera yiok iltung'anak le Serena nikipuo tiai saa Orng'arua nikipuo aoku enkare nemesidai te maisha naa nare naa oltung'anak amu enkare nairrag naa kemeesidai amu ing'ol inkishu ning'ol ing'uesi neeku ore oshi iltung'anak lang enkumoi naa eetai imoyiaritin kumok nijo malaria naake eibung iltung'anak naa keeta inenut iltung'anak irkulie tenkaraki enkare nemesidai kiwokito. Neeku ore naa esiai enkare teyiok naa shida naleng enkare oshi teyiok nikilau nkoitoi nai nikiindim atejo kai kitumie amu etumutate apa yiok inkishu meidim sii irmaasai atuturu enkare amu keropiyiani kumok naleng. Ore naa tiatua apa lapaitin obaya 6 ooshomo